This dove was attacked last night by a hawk in the garden. I managed to run after the hawk and she managed to escape. She's got a really bad injury on the neck. I haven't done anything to the injury because I was too worried. It's a wild dove. The only good side of it is that these doves were hatched in the garden this year, so they sort of know us. It's a pair of them. Last night I gave her emergency electrolyte. I'm going to give her a bit more this morning. I've got to be really careful with her because she's not tame, obviously. It's a wild dove. Just see if we can do it so we can see the camera. I don't really want to come over the top of her head. See if I can get her some more electrolyte. Come on, dove. There you are, dove. Have a drink. That's it. This is just very simple. Organic sugar and water. You can add a little tiny bit of salt and some cider, apple cider vinegar, whatever you want. Just to get the body rebooted. Remember, doves drink differently than chickens. They actually do stick their beaks right in, so make sure you've got a deep vessel like this so they've got room to do that. They don't sip really. Although she is. Okay. Oh, nice. Good girl. Good girl. I'm saying girl, I don't know if it's a girl or not. We need to keep her fluids up. Okay. I won't give you any more now. She's obviously really scared. But she's managed to accept me at the moment. So I'm not going to try, I might try on some food, but I'm going to have a look at that wound. It's in the side, so that's not as bad as it could be. She's been coming down every day to eat food with the chicks, so she's used to this food, which is sprouted triticale, organic triticale. Just see if she wants to eat, I don't know. But presumably she's got over the shock because she's in really bad shock when I got her. It's a little collared dove. So the important thing is to keep talking while if you're going to treat a wild bird, keep talking to them softly so they know what you're doing. They can tell by your voice that you're non-threatening. And also to keep them in something like this, an enclosed cardboard box where they obviously already feel safe. So overnight this has become her little nest in a way, so she feels safe in there. So we'll take a look at her injury later. She's not bleeding. There doesn't seem to be any liquid when she's drunk. She's just drunk that water. There doesn't seem to be any liquid coming out. So unlike my pigeon in the earlier video I did on a pigeon attack, she doesn't seem to have a pierced crop, which is good. She's got a little bit of blood on her nose. But it looks like she was caught there as well because the feathers are very badly ruffled. And if you go outside in the garden, there's so many feathers out there, it looks really, really serious. But that is part of a dove's emergency escape method, is to lose the feathers. So the bird flies away with just a load of feathers and they escape, which is what she'd done basically. She'd escaped, but he was still after her. So it was lucky we saw them. It was the chickens that alerted me, making a terrible noise, so I knew something was going on. And it was just at feeding time for my birds. So she'd obviously come down to feed, and the hawk was there, knew they were going to come, and attacked her. This is the second day. I did not add clay to his wound, as you can see, or her wound. And that's because in all cases of injured wild birds, you have to balance what they need against what you think they need. So this bird is obviously okay the way she is at the moment. If the wound was infected, you would begin to smell it. I'm not doing that. And if I added clay to her, that would be a burden that she would have to keep on for quite some time because I wouldn't be able to take it off. So although it would be doing a good job, it would be hampering her, particularly if she gets so scared that she doesn't want to stay here anymore and she wants to leave. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just leave her to do her own thing. She's got food in there. She's already had a nice drink this morning. I'm going to leave her be for the moment, and then I am going to try to hold her and to put just my homemade antibacterial wash on that, which is just 1 drop of tea tree and a couple of drops of lavender. I will write that down. I've already made this wash, it's on other films, but I'll write it down again. And then that's in some warm mineral water, and then I'll just dab it onto that area. But I'm not going to do anything that will upset her, because stress is much worse for a bird in this state than any wound would be, unless of course it was a dangerous wound, it was bleeding or was open or whatever. But in this case it's drying naturally and it doesn't need any form of medication as far as I can see. I don't even think she's in pain at the moment, but we'll just see as we go along. I'm just chopping up some homemade organic bread. Very lucky to have been able to get this flour from our local organic shop, which had weevils in it. So I've been making bread for the chicks, and I'll do this for the dove. And then I'm going to chop up some of our sprouted organic triticale, which has a high percentage of protein in it. So that'll be really good to grow back those feathers. Now, the dove has not been eating, I think it's been eating some on its own, but not much, so I've decided I'm going to have to feed her. And what I've decided to do is just to feed her as if she's a baby dove. And I've actually done it already. She just this morning responded to that, so I'm going to show you how I do it. I'll just go and get the triticale. So I've got some triticale and some cabbage. I'm just going to get it as... What I'm going to do is put water on it, and then as I feed her I'll make it into a little soft torpedo shape, so that will go into her beak, just as if her mother would be feeding her. You want to be in low light doing this, you don't want to startle her, and then you just form, when you've got it, you think it's nice and moist. This is where the bread really helps. Just form it into a small torpedo shape that you'll be able to just open her beak with the one hand, and then just gently take it to the back of the mouth. So I'll just show you how to do that. You want to have your hands clean on the one side where you're going to hold her, because otherwise she's going to get messy. Unfortunately she keeps losing feathers every time. Just got to be careful. So what we do is we just get our little torpedo shape. And I know there's all kinds of apparatus you can buy to feed doves and pigeons, but I actually like feeding from the hand because the hand is warm, and I think that's important. That's just like she'd be getting from her mother's beak. And I did have somebody comment on one of my pigeon videos saying that they work in an animal shelter and they feed by hand like that, and they think it's really important that the warmth of that touch when they're fed. Just trying to work it. It's a bit sticky, this bread, that's the only thing you've got to... I'll try with this. Come on. So just very gently open the beak, pull that to the back. Oh, no, too big, sorry. You just get used to working out how big things should or shouldn't be. Yeah, nice. Oh, you've got that stuck on your eye now. Okay. What you can do, if you think it's too sticky, you can have a little egg cup of pure water by your side, and you can dip it into that, your torpedo into that, and that seems to make it go down. So this bread is rather sticky. Just do it slowly, you don't have to rush anything. Okay, just open the beak slightly with both hands, put that to the back. Nice. Yes. Keep speaking to her all the time, telling her what you're doing. Okay. Is that too big? No, you did it. Ah, well done. And although this is a wild bird, you can... I mean, this is the 4th day she's been in the house, so she's got used to us by now. She's still wary, you expect that, but you just keep speaking. Now, is that too big, Mrs. Pidge? Mrs. dove. Okay, just gently open the beak, push it to the back. Good. Yeah. Don't have to hold it too tight or anything, but obviously you don't want it flying around your kitchen. Just to the back. Nice. It's nice food. Another ideal food for pigeons and doves for rebuilding feathers, something like peas, which they're very keen on, so high in protein as well. So frozen peas, just put them in the water for a little while, just to thaw them, and whoops, oh I made a mess of that, sorry. Yeah. A little drink now. Shall we have a drink? Yeah, let's have a drink. No, you don't need a drink. Yes, you need a drink, just a little one. Oh yeah, nice drink. Oh yes. A nice drink. Good, what a good dove. A bit more. Yeah. And we've fed her quite a bit. She's got some stuff in her crop, we can feel that. There's no need to overdo it. And we can get her out again, and hopefully then she'll start to eat on her own. Yes, what a good